Hey everyone, it's Alma with the Cat's Pajamas, and today I want to show you how to make this gingerbread house card using stamps, dies, and liquid applique. We'll start by using our Snowflake die, and this time we'll use fun foam. I want the snowflake to look like a cookie when we're done, and fun foam will do just that. So here is the snowflake cut out of fun foam. I'm going to add a little bit of dimensional paint to ice the snowflake. I'm using liquid pearls, but you can use any dimensional paint. Just like icing cookies. Now I think I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle with some white glitter. Looks pretty good. I'll just set that aside to dry. I've used the Hill and Dale die for this embellishment, and I want to stamp words following the curve of the trees. So first, I place a clear block over the die cut. And now I'll use one of the stamps from the Winter is Coming stamp set and bend it around the curve, pressing it to the block. If it won't stay, I can use some tape to hold it in place. Then, just place a second block in place over the stamp and press down. And then I can remove the tape, and now I have a stamp that's curved to follow the shape of the die. I'll just use some VersaFine Deep Lagoon and stamp Let It Snow right along the curve of the forest line. Cute. I've used the houses die to cut these 3 houses out of craft cardstock. I'm going to be stamping white ink on them and using the stamps from the Home for All Seasons stamp set. And these stamps fit perfectly in the die. This white ink is making them look snowy already. Now just 2 more die cuts. First, the icicle slime die to cut a piece of vellum. And then the big scallop die to cut a strip of white cardstock. For a little bit of texture, I'm going to run this big scallop die cut through again using this striped embossing folder by Doris. Now let's do some assembly. Fold a 4 1/4 by 11-inch piece of craft cardstock in half, and then add a piece of 4-inch by 2-inch piece of patterned paper to the top half of the card. Next, corner around the bottom of the card and a 4-inch by 3-inch piece of patterned paper, and attach the patterned paper to the bottom of the card. Yes, there is a gap, but we're going to cover that up with those houses. Now let's pop those houses up with a little bit of foam tape. The house in the center I want to be sitting up even further. So I'm going to add the foam to the sides of the house so that it'll rest on the house on either side. Now let's add the houses. We're going to use the top of the pattern paper as kind of the horizon. Now you know where to set the houses. Now the fun part, liquid applique. If you haven't used liquid applique before, it's perfect for adding texture like snow. So I'm going to add the liquid applique to anywhere that I think that snow might fall, like the roof line, the tops of windows, the eaves of the porch, the tops of doorways. And you don't have to worry about being too precise because you know snow's not precise. Looks pretty good. Now the magic. Take a heat gun and heat up the liquid applique. It'll take just a bit, but you can see it puff. See, it's starting to puff already. So cool. Looks like snow. Next, let's add the trees that we stamped up earlier. Pop that up with a little bit of foam tape. Make sure all the little bits under the trees are poked out and place it right over the center. Next, the vellum with a little bit of glue stick. We're going to cover the glue stick with a popped up scallop die. I like that texture. Now let's trim off the excess. And it's ribbon time. And ribbon has a tendency to slide around a bit. And I don't know about you, but I like my ribbon to stay put. So I'm adding some double-sided adhesive. My favorite ribbon during the holidays is this white glittery curling ribbon. I'll just wrap it around a couple of times, making sure it catches in the adhesive, and tie it in a bow. And my second favorite ribbon during the holidays is this pretty silver cord. I'll wrap that around the card and tie that in a bow. Now I think I'm ready for that snowflake we made earlier. Looks like a gingerbread cookie, doesn't it? I'll just tuck that behind the ribbon. And finally, I'll add some stickles to the icicles, just for an added bit of glitter. And that's it. I hope you try this gingerbread house card using stamps and dies and liquid applique. Have a great day!